Thanks for staying with us now. Brand consistency ensures that your brand is easily recognizable across all marketing channels and touch points. And this creates a cohesive, consistent brand identity, unified experience for both existing and potential customers. Brand consistency is the delivery of brand messaging in the time, sorry, 1 minute. Can we come again? Thank you. All right, sorry for that break in transmission. So brand consistency means your target audience is being exposed to core messaging, visual branding, and other brand elements repeatedly, which can help to solidify brand recognition. So when your content quality, quantity, or schedule isn't consistent, it can confuse your customers. So keeping with a regular strategy not only helps create a better customer experience, but it also helps build credibility, reputation, and brand trust. Consistency can also impact your bottom line. So how deliberate are you with your brand? Now, please let us hear what you have to say. Remember, could join the conversation. Send us an SMS or WhatsApp to 081-803-84663. Okay, I think somebody was moving ahead of their time. Quickly, Elsie. You are in the social media space a lot, doing a lot of things online, you know.
We like calling it digital media space.
Okay,
now.
sorry.
Yes.
No vex.
Thank you, dear.
So, but tell me, how important is brand consistency?
I mean, consistency is what's it called now? The most important ingredient in building a brand. So if you're not consistent, you're not even going to have a brand at all. So when you finally get to a point where you can tell yourself, yes, I have a brand, then you still have to continue the consistency. Then you now start discussing brand consistency. What do I do to ensure that I'm here or I'm moving from point A to point B? You don't just want to become that brand. You now want to become the brand, right? So it is very important. It's
very important, but it's very tiring though. It's really tough work to do. That is the
hard work. That's the hard work. So people look at it and say, your PR people, your digital marketing people, what are you doing? It's not just to create content and put it there. Until you tell them, oh yeah, do it. Then they will understand that it is a lot of work. Content creation, I respect those who do it consistently on whatever platform, whether digitally, traditionally. Content creation is a big deal, and if you don't know it, please give them their flowers.
Okay.
Yes, please.
We hand over.
Give us our flowers.
It's not easy, actually.
It's not.
It's not. Bukie is a Nigerian food blogger, award-winning chef, food consultant, recipe developer, and a mom. She's a self-taught chef who loves creating and sharing beautiful, colorful, traditional, and flavorful dishes, which birthed the Kitchen Muse in 2016. And she's always salivating my throat every day when I check her page. And she's joined in live in studio. Hi. Thank you so much for honoring our invitation.
Thank you.
You know, so it's so important that, first of all, before we even talk about brand consistency, we are not bringing people that are like, aspire to perspire, all these brand experts and all of that. It was important for me to bring someone that practices the act. It's not just enough for you to have a head knowledge of what a brand should look like, but every single day there is so much consistency. I mean, I follow you very keenly on Instagram, and when I watch your page, I know that it takes a lot of work. I did something today because I'm trying to learn some level of video editing and all of that. I know how much work it took me to sit down to create a 26-second video. And you now see someone that consistently put out the work there. You know, how has that journey been for you?
First, I'll say it's been fun. It's been fun because it's obviously something I like to do, and I'm sure that reflects. But it can be exhausting, like you mentioned earlier. It can be exhausting. It can be tiring. It can feel like, if you don't get feedback, I won't lie, I like to get feedback, good or bad, let me know what I'm doing. If you don't get the feedback, you're not really sure what you're doing. Your head is just kind of in the middle. You don't know what you're doing. Okay, should I keep going in this direction? Should I go in that direction? Or what am I doing? No one is saying anything. No one is commenting. No one is liking. No one is sharing. So what should I be doing? So yeah, it's fun, but it can be exhausting and tiring, and expensive.
Of course. I mean, we'll get to that expensive part. But I need you to take us back to your journey to 2016. You said the Kitchen Muse started 2016.
It did.
Just what were you doing, and why did you decide, this is what it is for me?
Okay, so before 2016, I was a caterer. I was doing corporate catering. And then I relocated. And so I didn't have my clients anymore.
Where did you relocate from?
From Abuja.
Okay, to Lagos.
Yes. So I moved to Lagos and I didn't have my clients anymore. I was cooking, already for my clients, which was fun and interesting for me. But this was a new place. This was a new terrain. I had to go out and find the customers, and it wasn't very easy. I mean, I had built that over the years in Abuja, and then coming to Lagos, I had to start from scratch, and I wasn't really feeling that. So while I was waiting to decide what I was going to do, I thought, okay, in the meantime, I'm going to share my recipes, because in the past, people would ask me, how do you make this? How do you make that? So I'm going to start a YouTube page, and I'm going to share my recipes. And, that was the plan. That was all I had at that time. That was as far as I could think. So I started my YouTube page in 2016, in May actually, and then I think it was in June or something, I created my Instagram page, and I started to post pictures. And it's been tough, because it's a lot of work. Creating content, creating video content is a lot of work. I'm my producer, I'm my director, I'm my editor, I'm everything. I do everything by myself, and that's so many different things I have to do. And that's just
you are the chef too.
And I'm the chef. And that's just for creating the content. Plus what I have to do outside of the Kitchen Muse, so it was a lot and it was difficult, but I wanted to do it, and I had to do it. I had to show up. That's how, you get it going. You just have to show up with whatever you have. I didn't know anything about anything. I bought a camera that I didn't know how to use. But, I would watch YouTube videos. This is what you do if you want to do this. This is what, if you go and watch my videos from 2016, you would have a good laugh. But, I wanted to do it. It was something I wanted to do. So I had to learn. I learned how to record. I learned how to edit. I mean, it's still not perfect because I'm still learning. But, you can tell what the difference is now. But, I had to do all of that, which I still do today.
Yeah, with creatives, you never stop learning.
And you never stop learning. Every day there's something to learn, because you want to get, I want to get better at the things that I'm doing. So I'm always learning. I'm always, checking for how to do this, how to do that. So yeah, it's been tough, but I've enjoyed it, and I'm still enjoying it, so I'm still here.
Okay, so talking about enjoyment, right? Because people see successful people and they think that, is a breeze in the park. It's just something that, where did this person just come out from? Yeah. What was important to you when you decided to create, that Instagram page? Because I think I will subscribe to your YouTube now, because I didn't know you were even on YouTube. I only found you on Instagram, right? So what was important to you? What was that thing that you had at the back of your mind? Because if you do not have a direction,
yes,
right, you can't even find the clarity to produce that content and do all the things you've said and eventually post that content. Yes. What was at the back of your mind, and how important is that clarity when it comes to brand consistency?
Okay, so what was at the back of my mind is staying true to myself. First of all, the recipes, because I post mostly recipes, I post hacks and other things, but I post mainly recipes. It was important for me to post the things that I eat. Those are the things that, would come naturally to me. And for instance, egusi soup comes from all over Nigeria. But the way I cook mine is different from the way you would cook yours. So it was important for me to show, how I do it. And, in the comments, which is why the comment section is a very interesting place. People would say, oh, no, that's not how to make it, or that's not how I make it. And that's fine. However, this is how I make it, and I'm showing you how I do it, which may be different. And plus, I'm coming from a particular place, and I would obviously know how to do things from there. It's until I open up my mind to other things that I'll learn that, okay, egusi is supposed to be, some people like it watery, some people like it really thick, some people like it with lumps in it. There's different ways, and you would argue that, this is how to make it and not this way. But then it was just important for me to just show what I, where I'm from, and just stay true to, the things that excite me also, you know. So I'm creating things that I eat, things that I enjoy, and hardly would you see something on my page that I don't eat. So I don't delve into other cultures to make their food. That's not to say that I don't eat it, but I don't know how to make it, and I'm trying to show, you know, what I do, how I make what I eat, what I consume. So that was really important for me to do. It's always at the back of my mind when I'm creating content. This is what I do. You know, this is specific to me, and I want people to know.
So the excitement, I mean, you said you want people to see the excitement. When, from 2016 till now, when would you say the excitement started paying off? And how did that happen?
I won't lie to you. After a few months, it started paying off.
Okay.
I got my first gig, my first major gig at the end of 2016. And so when I started, it was just for fun. You know, I was still trying to get clarity, and I started it. However, a few months later, a brand came to me and said, we want you to do this. And, you know, what would you charge? And what would I charge? I would have done it for free. You know, it's a big brand. It's a global brand. I would have done it for free. But, I mean, since you want to pay me, you know, and at that time, there weren't a lot of people doing this. So there was really nobody for me to go to and say, okay, someone came to me, you know, so what is a good price? I didn't know. So I was probably underpaid for that job. But I was paid for it. And what was important for me was, you know, this doesn't just have to be a hobby. You know, someone is actually looking at you and wants to pay you for what you do. And that was just in my mind, like, oh my God, this is mind-blowing. You mean someone wants to give me money for this? Even though I may have been underpaid, it was still good money, and I just could not believe it. You mean I'm going to share content and someone is going to pay me, and somebody even actually wants me to create content for them? Like, it's possible? I thought that was mind-blowing, and it was the thing that, you know, got me thinking, okay, this doesn't have to stay a hobby. This can actually be a full-time job.
You know, I was going to say, because whilst you were talking about having something at the back of your mind, do you think that that genuineness, that honesty that you just wanted to showcase yourself in your raw state as to this is who I am, this is what I do you think also that plays a part in brand trust enough to attract the big companies to say, you know what, I like what this person is doing? Because you see, a lot of people now that create content, you didn't have money at the back of your mind. You didn't have that, oh, I needed to do a content because I wanted to be paid for it. You just wanted to do something that you loved, you know. So walk us through, coming from that place of doing something that you love and doing it from the place of, from the get-go, I am doing this because I want to make money and I want it to be a business. Would there be a difference, you know?
There'll be a huge difference. Wow. So if you start out in doing what I do, if you start out having money at the back of your mind, it would affect the type of content that you put out. Not to lie, even till today, there's certain things that I post that doesn't generate a lot of engagement. And for an influencer, engagement is the currency. It's key. It's very, very important. So sometimes you're thinking, you know, what am I going to post that is going to generate engagement, because that's your currency. You know, so imagine if you have money at the back of your mind. You're also thinking, you know, what's that thing I'm going to create that would attract a brand, that would attract a small business to want to use my service, and that it would affect you, because then you're not being true to your brand, you're not being true to yourself, because you're trying to create what's going to sell as opposed to what you want to do. Also, you have to find a balance. To be very honest, you have to find a balance between the two, because you don't also want to just put out what you want to put out. You also have to listen to your audience. You know, what is it that I get DMs, I get people
you do a lot of hacks, you know, you do a lot of tricks for people, you know.
I do. Yeah. And of course, that has come from, maybe I posted something in my story and someone asked, 2 people asked, 5 people asked, and I'm thinking, okay, people are interested in this, because that's how I create my content, what people are interested in. Because as much as the page is my page and I'm allowed to post what I want to post, I also want to post, you know, something that would help other people. Something that other people are interested in. So it could be hacks, it could be recipes, it could be
creating value.
Yeah, tips and tricks and, you know, all of those types of things. So back to your question, if you have money at the back of your mind, it would affect the type of content that you put out. You can burn out from creating content that you're not happy with, but you're creating because you think that it's what other people want to see. you're not going to feel the excitement. The excitement is very important for me. I don't know about other people, but the excitement is very important for me. That's what keeps me going. That's what makes me want to jump out of bed like, oh, I have to go and do this. I have to film this. Or I was thinking about this. Let me try and do it and see, you know, how it turns out.
Okay, so we're going to talk about that part of jumping out of bed.
Once the excitement is gone, you're done.
Yeah, you're done. Well, we'll take a very short break. When we return from the break, we'll continue the conversation. Stay with us. I'll take your comments as well. Thanks for staying with us. Now, if you just tuned in, we're having an amazing chat with Bukie, the Kitchen Muse, on the power of brand consistency. Now, please let us hear what you have to say. Remember, you can join the conversation. Send us an SMS or WhatsApp to 081-803-84663. So I was even tempted to say, you know what, there's no need to even be calling you Bukie. Everybody knows the Kitchen Muse, the Kitchen Muse.
And
you know?
Just to add to that Kitchen Muse, she's been my muse at points to make a sauce that I tagged her when I did it. So yes, the muse is working.
The muse is working.
Yeah.
You know, so you talked about jumping out of bed. You know, walk us through that process. You know, how do you do your content? Is it every day, or how do you, you know, because I mean, when we spoke to what's it called, Femi Kuti, he says he does 8 hours of saxophone training every single day. I mean, he does not miss his rehearsal time where he practices on his own. I mean, so you hear great people do those kinds of things where they dedicate a specific number of hours per day. So what's your routine like, you know, churning out this content every day?
Okay, so first of all, planning. You have to plan. Before you plan, you have to get inspiration. Well, I have to get inspiration, and my inspiration can come from anything. Can come from something at the market, something I just saw, something I just smelled, you know, all of that. And then I'll just go to the kitchen and decide, okay, this is what I want to do today. And my sister will look at me like, that's not what you said we're going to do today. I'm like, well, you know, I just have this in my head. Can we just get it out? So anyway, I have to sometimes plan, and then sometimes it's, you know, it just happens on the spur of the moment. But most of the time I have to plan it. And that involves, okay, today I want to, this is what I'm feeling like. Also, because I still have to cook for the house, it would generally be around that. So I have this in mind, this is what's for lunch, this is what's for dinner. So around that, can I just create something? Because also you want to create, especially if it's a recipe, you want to create something that, you know, everybody can eat. So it will most likely be lunch or dinner or breakfast sometimes. So I create around that. So maybe the day before, a week before, and I batch create my content. So in a day, I can create 4, 5, 6 different things. And then on other days, I'm not creating content, of course, because I have other things to do. I have 2 boys, I have my family, I have, you know, a bunch of other things to attend to. So I'm not creating content every day. However, when I do create content, it can be 4, 5, 6 different things a day, depending on how much time and how.
So you box shoot and then edit.
And then edit
pace. Yeah.
Exactly at my pace. I can be in the car on the way somewhere, and then I'm editing to post that evening. But I always have to block shoot, otherwise it's not going to happen consistently.
You want to go ahead? You mentioned something earlier about it being expensive. So how expensive is this line of content creation? Because I know there are people who understand that they can make money from creating content online. They have to decide what content. Doesn't necessarily have to be food.
Yes.
But they are looking for ways to invest. And sometimes when you go to meet people to say, I'm going to start creating content on Instagram or YouTube, they just want to know how soon would you start making money. But you know it doesn't work like that, right? So what would you say how expensive is it to start, and how expensive is it now to maintain this brand that you have now? That's 2 different costs. Exactly.
The simple answer is very expensive. Well, I'm sure everybody in the country knows that food is expensive right now. I don't know what has happened, but in the last 2 to 3 months, food has been even more expensive than it used to be. So imagine I have to create 4 to 6 recipes. We have to go to the market and buy X number of ingredients to cook 6 different things. And that's just for one day's shoot.
Yeah. I wasn't even thinking about the food. I was just thinking about the gadgets. Well, go ahead.
Well, when it comes to gadgets, when I started in 2016, which I still do, I still have my cameras. However, I'm not able to create as quickly as I would want to with my camera phone. Because, you know, that takes time to set up and everything, as opposed to, you know, having my phone. With my phone, I just, you know, I can even just create any type of content that I think will resonate with my followers. Just do that, you know, quickly, edit it quickly, and then it's on Instagram for people to consume. So it's how expensive you want it to be, because what you really need is a good camera, and that could be on your phone. So if you get a good camera phone, you can start from there, and your content doesn't have to be perfect in the beginning. It would it will take a while to be perfect, so just start with what you have. Is what everybody says, but it's the truth. Start with what you have, whatever phone it is that you have. If it has a camera, just wipe your lens and take a picture or do a video, and people will consume it. And for Instagram, sometimes the caption helps. So when you don't have a fantastic video or fantastic content, just put something in the caption that would, you know, help you carry your image or your video, you know, along, and people will respond. So yeah, it's as expensive as you want it to be. That's just talking about the equipment. You need your phone, you need the apps, or you need several apps to edit with, to put your videos, so maybe not just editing. There's so many apps, you know, on our mobiles now that you can use to edit, to lay your pictures out together, to filters, presets, depending on what app you're editing in. There's so many things in-app, not in-app, but so many apps that you can pay for that would do different things for you. There are even apps that help you post on your stories. There are apps that helps you schedule your content. There's so many things that you can pay for. So it's just as expensive as you want it to be.
Yeah, so I'm just looking at you now. Please, what did you study in school again? Because now I can see a camera woman, an editor, a digital, what's it called? You have everything all in one. How important is that, though? That you have to own this, own all those skills in your bag. Like, I need to be this, I need to be that, for delivery of your content. How important is that?
For me, it's very important, because otherwise you're spending money. You can outsource it. If you have the money, you can get a producer, you can get a director, you can get an editor, you can get someone to even do your posts for you, someone to do your captions for you. Like I said, it can be as expensive as you want it to be. But I'm not going to put all my money into that. So it was important. Plus, it's an added skill for me. Even if I wasn't creating content for Instagram with the Kitchen Muse like I am now, I could, you know, still learn it and be doing something else with it. So it's, for me, acquiring skills is very important. There's so many courses, so many things that I've paid for to learn that I'm not currently using, but I feel like I'll still use it at some point in my life. It's really important for me to just learn all these different things, and it helps me save money. So I spend that little money at first to acquire the knowledge, and then I can save money because I don't have to pay someone to edit my videos for me.
So talking about money now, right? So someone is out there trying to start something. Maybe they've been able to get a good phone and they want to start doing some content on this thing. How would you advise them in terms of, you know, how they can make money? Because it's also important that it's lucrative. It's not something that you do because for you now, I'm sure brands come to you to say, you know what, please help us market this and all of that. You know, you'll be able to charge them. But, you know, where would be a good place for someone that is just starting?
Well, so if you're just starting, you have to just zero your mind, as they say. Just zero, because you have to sort of build your portfolio. For me as a brand to come and pay you money to do something, it's because I've seen you do it, you know, time and time again. I know how good you are at it. I know that what I need you to do, you'll be able to execute. So it's important for you first to zero your mind about making that money and just sort of build your portfolio, put your content out there. People are watching, even though we act like we're not. We're looking and we're watching people, and we're seeing, you know, different things that people are putting out. So are the brands. You know, they're constantly looking, and there's been people that several brands have used time and time again that they don't want to use anymore. They need a new face. So they will go to other people, which could be people that are just starting. So you need to put your content out. Make sure it's good content, quality content, you know, and then people are looking, so they're going to see it, and then it will, you know, pick their interest.
But there's just something clean about your content.
Thank you.
You know, because I see a lot of food pages. I mean, like, how do you do it? Is that you have lights or what? Because I'm now looking forward to coming to your kitchen one of the days where you would shoot, because there's something clean about your content, and these things you just learned them on your own. So you're telling me that it's possible for someone out there that they can just, if they put some level of attention to detail, they can get there.
Everybody can do it.
Wow.
It has to start from you wanting to do it, because it can get difficult. I've spent hours taking courses online. Hours I could have spent doing something else, but it was really important. I took a photography course online, and it was a 4-week course. I had to do several hours, a few hours a day, every day, to, you know, be able to do what I do. So you have to take out time, you know, you also have to want to do it, you know, not just, oh, I want to make money from doing this, so I'm going to start doing it. It can get difficult. All those little details that, you know, a course will teach you, do this. If you're not interested in it, it can be exhausting, it can be tiring, you know, you just be uninterested, and you can just give up. It has to be something that you want to do. So if there's someone out there that wants to do this, first of all, make sure that it's something that, you know, really interests you and that you're going to stick with, because there are days where nobody is going to like your comment and nobody is going to interact with your content. And on those days, you need to be able to keep moving. Exactly. You need to be able to look past that and say, well, that post didn't do well. That's fine. You know, I'll just go on and post the next one. And then that one may also not do well. But hey, keep going. You go on and post the next one. That one may also not do well.
And then like give it up.
Plenty times. Plenty times I felt like giving up, because if it's not this, it's that. If it's not the price of food, it's internet service, you can't post. Your internet provider the service is just not good, you can't post, you've not been able to post all day. Meanwhile, your followers are you okay? They send you messages, they send me messages when I haven't posted. Oh, are you okay? Is everything okay? You haven't posted this morning. That's to do with consistency, right? Because they're expecting to see something from you that they're not seeing. So they'll ask, but yeah. So
let's talk about cooking, because that's an interesting art. I also want to get into it as a life skill. But first, I was watching this reality TV show, Big Brother, and one of the new contestants said something. She said she's a food blogger. Okay. But she doesn't love to cook. So is it possible to be a food blogger and... I mean, you do it even in the video, not just writing now, like a video content, and you do not love cooking. How does that work?
That couldn't work for me. Okay. I'm the kind of person, I would not do what I don't want to do. If I don't enjoy it, you just will not find me there. I have to be doing something that I really want to do. So if she's saying that she's a food blogger, but she doesn't love to cook, then there's another aspect of food blogging that she probably enjoys. You know, because there are different aspects to it. She may not love the cooking, she may love the research that goes into it, because you have to research also. She may love editing, I don't know. I couldn't really say, but for me, cooking is like the main thing. And if I didn't enjoy cooking, I don't think I'll be able to do.
So that's why you are the best of both worlds. So I see those bloggers, right? What they do is they visit different restaurants. So what they do is, so you come to them and say, you know, I have a restaurant. So they come to your restaurant, they take pictures and, you know, talk about the food and everything. I think
that's the difference.
Yeah, so it's completely...
I don't think they call them food bloggers. There's something they call them. I'll find the name. But those ones are different, actually.
Well, they call themselves food bloggers.
So the type of food blogger that you're talking about, what does she post?
My darling, let's go back to cooking.
So let me take some comments, Elsie.
Okay.
So I think this is from Elsie. You go first, I think.
Okay. So well done, great ladies of Ways. The consistency in brand power lies solely on the key marketing skills. One other thing that matters is your PR public relations strength. Good topic tonight, as always. Bobby Kennedy from Jalingo, Taraba State.
Thank you. And
thank you, Bobby.
He still goes on to say, well done, Bukie, the kitchen guru. I'm picking up some few stuff from your rich explanation. That's food business. It's a perfect concept. You got. It says gracias.
I actually have a question from what Bobby is saying. Now he's talking about public relations strength, and reminded me of what we talked about yesterday. Now, in doing what you do, I mean, you are doing well with the content you're putting out there.
Well.
You're doing well. You're doing well. So, do you have you ever got to a point where you think it is necessary for you to go out of your way to sort of network in terms of going to events, maybe to meet the kind of brands that want to associate with you? Of course, I'm not going to call it social climbing,
it's social climbing we talked about yesterday.
Networking with people around the industry that you should attract and the industry you work in. You know, have you ever done that?
Yes, okay. I have, on invitation though. People will invite you to different things. It could be a restaurant opening, and sometimes you accept it because you want to go out there and see what's happening out there. You can't exist in your own bubble. You want to go and see what's happening out there. So this restaurant just opened. What's going on? And who else is here? What kind of what other people? What other kinds of people are here? Who am I going to meet here? From going out and interacting like this, you get to meet other people. I met you at an event.
Yes, you did.
A few years ago, and that wasn't planned. That was just me accepting an invite to an event, and I went, and then I met her. And then I met several other people from there that we've stayed in touch and, kept a friendship till now, and we've kind of done things together over the years. And it's important to, go out and just see what's happening and get...
Well, now you've met me too. So I was going to say to you that how is staying focused, because you are a food blogger, you're not just a food blogger, you also can cater. So how come you've been able to streamline what you do? Because people that can cook, they can do plenty things. They call it, I can do this, I can do one day, I can do all of that.
Multitasking.
So how have you been able to just say, well, you know what, this is where I want to stick to and just stay there, as opposed to getting distracted?
Yeah, maybe she should let us know what her niche
things.
is as well. Yeah.
Well, so I'm a food blogger and I'm also a food influencer. I used to cater, but I don't cater anymore, and I don't want to cater anymore.
Okay.
So that kind of helps.
Is there a reason?
It's just stressful. It's a lot of stress that I don't want to. I mean, it's interesting, but also you have to be the kind of person that can stick to that. I can't. If I was still catering, maybe I would have given up. But I mean, I don't know. But yeah, it's really stressful, and I'm not cut out for that type of stress. I would take another type of stress over the stress of catering, so yeah, I'll pick my battles. So yeah, I know that I don't want to cater anymore. So no matter what you say to me, no matter what you're asking, I'm just not going to do it. I'm not interested in it, and I just have to always do what I'm interested in. So I know I'm not going to cater. Other things, it just depends. For now, I'm just blogging about food, I'm influencing for brands, and that's kind of what, interests me at the moment, so that's what I'm sticking to. I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. Maybe something else will open up.
So if I call you now to the State House to say, you know what, Bukie, you're coming
She's
to present.
She's not interested.
What's your problem? You're just catering to 20 people. Those kind of private
So people say that, can you just do something for me for 10 people? I don't want to.
Oh.
She doesn't want to.
Because that's where I like to have those kinds of conversations, because it takes a lot of guts for you to turn down some kind of money, because you're already clear as to where you want to play. But we see a lot of people jumping left, right, at the end of the day, you're burnt out. You don't know where you belong anymore. With you, it's very clear. When I see your page, I know what this person is about. But that confusion, so how do you help people out there, to say what? This is how to streamline and just stick there, because sometimes maybe people feel like this might not be lucrative enough.
So I was going to say it may be a money thing.
Yeah.
Everybody is trying to make money now, whatever it takes. Even someone that is a caterer can decide she wants to MC, which has nothing to do with food. But, she can talk and she can make people laugh. So she's going to go and make money from that.
Of course.
And I wouldn't say no to that, but you have to avoid the burnout. You have to be able to tell yourself, that... You
have to be a baby girl like you.
You have to just be able to tell yourself that, look, I'm doing too much.
Yeah.
I'm here and there and all over the place. And, if you're building a brand, it's important to let your audience, don't confuse your audience. Let them know what you do, what you're about, what to expect from you. That's really important. That way, they can continue to show up for you. So even though you're creating the content, you're the one in charge, people still need to show up for your brand to keep going. It's not just down to you.
Yeah.
You need the people to also show up and, you know, interact with your stuff and show up for you. So it's important not to confuse them, because when they get confused, they don't really know what to expect, what to do. Oh, she's posted again. Okay,
so
fine.
what you just do when people make those kind of offers, you have some chef you call up and say, you know what?
Yes, I always
recommend.
Yes, I recommend people to them. Or you want for 20 people, okay, how about you call this person? Or even people still do it now. They know I don't cater, and they will just come and say, oh, I have
recommend a good
exactly.
chef.
Can you recommend someone that can do this for me?
So can you tell us a bit of the challenges? Because you're talking about it now, and I know our people will only pick on the good parts, the success, the glory. She's done it, let's do it. Just a bit of the struggles that come with doing everything you do.
Where do you want me to start? So, first of all, motivation. There are some days I don't want to go in my kitchen. I don't feel like just doing anything that has to do with, I don't even want to fry an egg. You know, I'm uninterested. There may be, for some people, there may be more days like that than others. For me, thankfully, it's not that many days, but I do get days where I'm not interested in cooking. I may not even have anything in my box of content to post, but then I don't want to cook. I'm just not interested. And what do, which is why you also, because I know my audience, I know the kind of things that they expect from me. So it doesn't have to be a recipe. I don't want to cook, so today I'm going to do a hack. I'm just going to show you how to clean your kettle. That doesn't involve any cooking, and that's still content that they will appreciate and, you know, consume. I'll show you how to clean your chopping board. You know, I'll show you how to, so many things. Well, for me, so many things I can do other than cooking. That's just, motivation is one of the struggles. Another thing is, like I said, expenses. The expenses just mount. Like, you will just close your eyes and now you have to buy this. Your ring light is broken.
Your village people came.
Your camera is broken. This is not working perfectly, and you know, there's just too many things that can happen. Food price hike, lack of motivation. Off the top, it's just a lot. It's just a lot that, you know, can just keep you from doing what you want to do, and there's really nothing that you can do about it. On those days, you just...
Well, please, we will be motivating you. We'll be dropping the comments on your page.
Please do.
I think
that helps.
That pushes,
helps.
Yeah.
I don't think people realize it, but when you comment on other people's pages, especially, and I know people like to pick apart what other people do. Oh, why did you cook that rice like that? That's not how to do it. That's fine. I still welcome those kind of comments. I may say something that you're... Let's not go there. But yeah, the comments are really important. It lets the person know that, okay, they're doing okay, they're not doing okay, or at least I'm here, you know, I'm watching. If you think that there's nobody, because it can feel like you're on your own. If you're posting and you're not getting the content. Meanwhile, you've posted something, you get 20 likes, but 5,000 people have seen it. You only got 20 likes. People are watching. Yeah, people are watching. They're always watching. So, yeah. Just show up for us. Leave a comment, leave a like, share. Please, we see the insights. We know how many people
If you have not followed the Kitchen Muse, just go on Instagram now and go and follow and like everything. And follow, it's very important. PlusTvAfrica. Yes, because it's, I mean, I really love, the funny thing is that I've never met you up, I mean, till today. But I just love, there was something just different about your page. And I said, no, it would be really nice, you know, and for us, having this conversation, somebody, it's out, I mean, the person is out there watching. We're not perfect, but we are trying to also have conversations that would help see that this is, you know, this is real. So if you really want to be serious about it, this is how to go about it. Yes, possible. Anything you want to do. I'm just seeing you now, maybe a judge on one food show, I don't know. At least if they call you for that one, you would answer.
I'll go. I'll go. That's one of the things I want to do.
That kind of stress you'll be interested.
That's the kind of, exactly.
Please,
so that's the
if
kind
you are
of stress.
watching, if you have a cooking show, you need a judge. She's the perfect judge. You know, I'm the marketer. That's my
available.
work. I know how to talk. But thank you so much. I think we've had an amazing conversation. I hope you come back again.
Please.
One day I will visit your kitchen, hopefully.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Elsie. You had a fantastic conversation. All right, so please, before we go, do ensure you follow us on Instagram. It's at PlusTvAfrica. Like, share. You heard now, these likes and share, it helps to ginger us. It motivates us. So like, share, and also tell your friends as well to keep watching. Again, we're planning a giveaway to say thank you to you for watching and believing in the Ways brand. So do well to follow us on Instagram. down. Follow us now. It's at PlusTvAfrica. All right. So before we go, if you missed today's quote, here it is again. Consistency matters. You must learn that giving people a consistent, high-quality product is of importance, like building trust across your brand. This builds relational wealth. People want to know what they are about to step into and with whom. It's very important. So you cannot separate yourself from your brand. And
yes.
You did not disappoint me. We'll see you live tomorrow at 8 p.m. as we bring another great conversation to your screen. Enjoy.